into your body. Feel the expansion within. And then exhale. And all the yesterdays slip away. And here we are in this now moment together for practice. The coming together of a group of like-minded people to share our love, our light, our understanding of our true essence of who we are. We are, in physical form, exposed to a plethora of opposites. Every day we make a choice between up and down, right and wrong, yes and no, hot and cold. Love and hate even fall into those opposites. But there's a part of us that has no opposite. The divine light within us, the divine light, our Creator, neither experience the opposite of love. That's why our teachers are always encouraging us to elevate ourselves, to use our breathing, our meditations, our physical practices, and even our thoughts and activities during the day. What can you do now to bring yourself closer to the light within? So our mind becomes a tool. When left unattended, it grabs onto the world of duality, which is only natural. We live in it. We have to make decisions while in it. But we must not forget who we really are and keep coming back again and again so that our life, so that we live from that place of love, from that place of inner peace, from that place of inner wisdom. And then the dualities are just another day, just something else to look at, observe, and appreciate the experiences instead of letting them suck us down into the muck. Let's bring our hands up to our hearts and we'll chant together. Remember, it's just you and me that you're here. So hear my voice with your voice. Join me. Now as you exhale, let's bow our heads. And then release your hands and open your eyes. And then lift your head. Take a deep breath. As we go through our practice this morning, I wanted to go over this series, some things that you can do that help you when you don't have your Zoom available, to help guide you You want to practice on your own, but you don't know what to do. So these series that Adil created are a great way of helping us come up with something to do when we don't know what to do. So there's the Sun Salutation, the Surya Namaskar. We can move through that. There's the morning series. You're pumping your thighs, by the way, while we sit here. The hip series. There's the morning series, the hip series, the Sun Salutation, and then the basic standing poses, the basic twist, and the basic backbends. So those are the ones that you can say, okay, I don't know what I want to do, but I'll just do those. And you can put inversions in there anytime you want and anywhere you want. You could start, because Iyengar in Light on Yoga starts the practices with headstand and shoulder stand. So he goes ahead and gets the inversions out of the way. I'm sort of like a lot of us. I like to do them later. I like to do the other stuff. Because after I do shoulder stand, I'm so lazy. Okay, downward facing dog. I'm ready for a nap after shoulder stand. So in the dog pose. And it's nice to move the hips, right? Alternately bend one knee and press the other heel to the floor. Good. And then pull the hips back with the legs straight. And then lift the head, inhale, and exhale, step all the way up to the front of your mat. Release the back body. And then bend the knees and inhale all the way up. Hands to your heart. Now, what we'll do is one Surya Namaskar, the classical form, right and left sides. And if you need a blanket down for the knee, fine. And if you need blocks for the lunges, fine. I'm not going to use any props, but you are more than welcome, just as a reminder. Okay, let's begin. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, bend the knees, don't forget, into Uttanasana, straighten the legs when you're there. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, and then exhale, right leg back, knee down. Inhale, Vanarasana, exhale, plank. Inhale, exhale, knees, chest, chin. Now, this is a little tricky for some of you, so you just gotta get down on the floor. Release, wake up those back muscles, only the back. Lift with them, contract your upper back muscles, and then exhale, release the neck muscles. And now inhale, Cobra, Bhujangasana. And then exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Prepare for transition as you inhale, and then exhale. That right foot makes it to the front of the mat, even if you have to grab it and help it. Inhale, hold, Vanarasana. Exhale, step forward, forward bend. Bend the knees, inhale, hands together, straighten the legs, arch back, exhale. That was one. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, left leg. Inhale, exhale, inhale, lower, inhale, wake up the back, exhale, release the neck. Inhale, delicious back bend, back bend today. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, preparing. Exhale, left foot way forward. Inhale. And then exhale, step forward for the forward bend. Bend the knees. Inhale, reaching up. And then exhale your hands to your heart. Good. So now that is just enough. You could, remember when you're practicing yourself, repeat that 2, 3, 4, 5 times, especially if you've got time. Now we're going to go to the floor and do the morning season. We're going to do it in the classical order that Adil does, and we're going to also put, not going to leave anything out, we're going to put the hamstring stretch in there, which is just a warm-up stretch. So remember, we're not going to hold it. We just do 3 breaths each side. But you'll probably want to have a belt handy. Have that close by. This is really the only prop you probably want to have. There are 9 different practices. Number 1 is the full body stretch. Inhale and exhale. That's when the stretch comes. Reaching the arms and legs apart and inhale. Everything relaxes. And here comes another exhale, stretch. And then the inhale, everything kind of relaxes. And again, the third one, stretch. Inhale. The second practice are the ankle movements. If you can, you leave the arms overhead. If it bothers your shoulders, you can bring them by your side. Now, you have the hip, you want to be on the sticky mat. So I'm going to scoot back a little bit because I want to actually jerk the body a little bit when I do this. So inhale with your legs tight together, and on the exhale, if you look at the screen, you can see that my body is rocking as I do ankle pumps. That gives a little shear on the back of the body so the connective tissue is massaged and stimulated. Here comes another exhale, rocking as pumping the ankles. It's the ankles that are doing this. Inhale. Exhale. It actually feels kind of nice. It looks like rockabye baby. Inhale. And then exhale, circles. We'll do circles. The body won't move as much, but allow it to move a little bit. Inhale, pause. And exhale, go the other way. Inhale, pause. Circle the other way. Inhale, pause. Circle the other way. Inhale. Exhale, that's when you do the circles. Inhale, and the feet are dancing together. They're like little ice skaters doing the same part in the routine. Okay, so now that we've done that, we move to the straight leg twist. This is the most challenging one, it seems, for people. So the arms start out to the side, and you can see me on the screen. Yeah, you can see me pretty good. Side view. And then the right leg lifts up and you place it's a straight leg, right leg. It's on top of the left leg with the Achilles tendon wedged between the big toe and the second toe. So it also has a foot benefit. It's actually parting the big toe from the second toe, which spends a lot of time compressed. You take your left hand now and you place it on the right shoulder to remind that shoulder to stay down and your left elbow points up. On your exhale, that's when you press out through the heels and twist to the left, both legs, and the right buttock is going to leave the floor and you're going to turn your head to the right. So the pelvis moves to the left, the head to the right, and the legs stay powerfully straight. On the inhale, we'll release, and the arm switch and the leg switch. Here we go. Left leg's on top, right hand on left shoulder. Exhale, twist to the right, look to the left. Inhaling, we're coming out, and we switch on that same inhale. So just remember, I gotta switch my arms and my legs. Now exhale to the left. Inhaling, coming out, and we switch. I'll slow down a little bit. Right hand, left shoulder, left arm out to the side, left leg is on top. And exhale, press out through the heels and look to the left as we twist the pelvis to the right. One more time. So there's an inhale coming and we switch the arms, we switch the legs. Now exhale. Keep pressing through your legs. Don't let the spine be compressed. Lift the pit of the abdomen as well. And then inhale out we come. Switching one more time. The right hand onto the left shoulder. Left leg is on top. And as you exhale, twist to the right, look to the left. And don't forget to leave the neck out if there's something going on in your neck. Now we go into the bent knee twist. Now on this one, we can bend the right knee and place the foot on the thigh or put the foot on the outside of the leg if you're very open. And the left hand comes to the outer right knee. The right arm is out to the side. Same thing, we're going to twist to the left on the exhale and look to the right. And then come out and switch. So we switch the legs, but this time it's bent knee. And we switch the arms where the right hand is on the outside of the left leg. Exhale, look to the left. Inhale, come out, your back flat on the floor. You're switching your legs, you're switching your arms. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, and then exhale, twist again. Let's do one more. Inhale, switch, exhale, twist. Inhale, exhale. Okay, now the next practice This is number 5, is simulated chest. So take your arms overhead, and on the exhale, the right knee comes to the chest. You lift the upper body to meet the knee as long as there's no neck or shoulder issues. Stretch out. That's the inhale. Exhale, left knee to chest, and just keep doing that. 2 more times each side. And now double knee to chest. We don't even have to pause. We go right into it. Double knees to chest. And then the side rolls, but the side rolls the way that they're done with breath. So they're not very quick. They actually inhale while you're hugging yourself, and exhale, roll to the right and come up on the same exhale. Inhale at the top, exhale to the left, all the way over and back up you come. And that's how it's done in this series. It's very slow. You roll on the exhale, over and back up. One more time. Okay, and so we're at the point now where we do the hamstring stretch, but it's not part of the hip series, so we'll be doing it again, but it will actually prepare us for the hip series, and the hamstring will be a little bit more ready. So right leg up. Now when you take the right leg up, the deal is to hold it for 3 breaths. Now we all might get a little bit in a different place now. Because you might say, you just switched legs and I've only taken 2 breaths. And that's understandable. We all breathe a little bit differently. So let's go ahead. If we finish that right leg and go ahead and switch to the left leg, you can do the mid-air transfer. You don't have to lower one leg and then belt the other one. You can just do it kind of quickly by just slipping your other foot right in the belt while it's up. So I'm going to go back to the right leg. And if you're still on the left leg, please, because once we finish, we'll actually take a pause and let everybody come together. I'm going to switch to my left leg. This is my second set, finishing up. And then my third one. And release. And now the last of this 9 different practices. We've done 8 of them. The 9th one is the full body stretch again. Inhale and exhale, reach the arms and legs apart. Inhale, relax. And 2 more times. And that's, if you're not with me, that's okay. You say, I'm still in the hamstring stretch. That's fine. It's just 3 full body stretches when you catch up with me. And then you can take your arms by your side and kind of chill for a moment and observe, how do I feel? That was 9 very simple practices. Nothing too complex, too complicated. Not beginnery, somewhat, but yes. And not advanced, not intermediate even. It's just sort of nice, simple practice. It could be used for a warm-up. Do you feel like the blood is flowing? That your joints are more lubricated? It can be used for a practice for people who have back tension to help release the back. It could be used as a practice on its own if you don't have an opportunity with time. So now we're ready for the hip series. So we'll start with Supta Padangusthasana. We'll do that one first, right leg, and then we'll do left leg. So, and I'm not teaching it with a traction belt today, but if you're at home and you put a traction belt on real quick, I don't care. You know, right? I can't, you won't be, it's not like you're doing something that's distracting the rest of the class. Sometimes we, in a group class, we don't want anybody going too far off on a tangent because we're like, well, that just causes everybody to look and gaze and not focus on themselves. But now you're safe. You can do something naughty. Squeeze the right thigh muscle as always. But one thing we should do that, regardless of the method that you've chosen, because you could even wrap the belt around your back and take the heel up into the loop. But the secret of releasing the hamstring that a lot of people don't know about is the squeezing of the thigh muscle, because not everybody understands those anatomical processes in the body. That when with this muscle, which we call, and you don't have to remember these, I'm just talking while you're holding this for a moment. This would be your agonist, the quadricep. And the antagonist, which is the opposing muscle, in order for this muscle to do its work, the front thigh, this one must relax. So that's that rule, reciprocal inhibition, which you've heard in class, which you're going, what in the world does that mean? Let's go ahead and switch sides. But that is the secret, because the hamstring won't release if it's not relaxed. It won't gain in length. So it becomes very important. And you see people all the time, and well, you don't see them right now because we're all isolated. We don't get to watch, but you'll see people trying to stretch the hamstring with the knee bent. And that's not going to make that much of a change for that hamstring. And release. Now we do Parivrita Sukha Padangusthasana, the revolved version, which is not revolved twist, but revolving the leg over to the side to get to the outer hip. So I'm going to put the belt around the right heel, left leg is pressing down, and I'll stick my thumb in the hip crease. Again, if you don't do it, it's, we'll never know, but I do it and recommend that we all do it. And, as you cut the hip, because it repositions that femur, that thigh bone a little bit more, and helps you get some of the more forward fibers, very, this, the conversation you heard earlier, possibly with Sandy and I, the gluteus medius fibers, the front fibers don't always get stretched as well if the hip is very internally rotated. And then the other thing is the tensor fasciae lata muscle, which is right in this area. We'll bypass it some. So you really actually want to feel that hip move towards the left foot. So if Sandy, I don't know if this is part of her, diagnosis, we don't have it yet, but just to use as a guide, for what should she do that may help her. I would probably test this on her. I mean, we can't say she should or shouldn't, but I would test it and say, how do you feel after you do this? And if she said, well, I think it feels a little better, then we would definitely recommend it. Yeah. Okay, Kukan. And put the belts into your right hand and the left thumb in the left hip crease. Rotate the thigh, the hip, I should say, the hip away from your left shoulder. Wonderful, and bring the leg up. Now let's do the inner thigh, Parsha Sutta Padangusthasana. And in this one, that's the leg is heavy, so you can always put a prop there on the side. I like to just take the thin blanket and just catch the head of the femur when I take the leg out to the side. That lightens it a little bit, but it allows me to still have a lot of range so I can catch all those inner thigh muscles. But sometimes we need more height than we need the blankets a little bit away from us. So the belts are going to the right hand, press up into the right heel. That inner thigh muscle that crosses the inner knee needs the knee to be straight. So I press up into the heel to make my knee straight. And now the right leg is up to the side. And again, you can see the red blanket is catching the head of the thigh bone. So that sits on the blanket. I don't have to worry about it being heavy in the socket. It will help prevent that feeling of wanting to roll over. On your exhale, lift the leg up. And I'm just going to do a little mid-air transfer. The belt is now on the left heel, and I'm going to move my blanket over to the other side. And out to the side we go. And then exhale, lifts the leg, release the left leg. Belt won't be needed now. So we put that off to the side. And then I will turn this way for Duryodhanasana, external rotation. It'll be a little helpful in case you're not too clear on our nuances. This will be your right leg. And so we'll step your right leg off to the side. Your knees will stay down. Left foot stays in place. Pull until you use it for the assistant. Make sure your toes lift up towards your shin, and then roll the inner right knee down to the floor. Then you peep up. Look at the thigh bone, level to the two sides of the room. Look at the shin bone, parallel to the wall opposite of the shin bone. Toes still pulling towards the shin. Now create your traction. Press thigh bone away, lift lower abdominals. Create rotation, press the inner knee down towards the floor, roll your right leg down towards the floor. And this is when you make the decision, do I want to add the left foot on the outside of the right leg? As long as there's no pain anywhere, hip or knee, you're fine to do that. Okay. I'm going to slide the left foot off the right knee, and then lift the left knee and slip the foot back onto the mat. Slide the left foot off to the side. Pull the toes up towards the shin, lower the knee down towards the floor. Look up. Check to make sure that you've got that right angle behind the left knee. Then do your traction actions. Thigh bone away, pivot the abdomen towards the heart. Then the rotational actions. Knee down towards the floor, hip down towards the floor, the pelvis down towards the floor. And then add the opposite leg as an assistant. And then we move the right foot off the outer left knee, lift the left leg up so the knee points up, step the foot back onto the mat. Now stretch the legs out for just a moment and return. Now for the next one, I'll just use a blanket. I'll demonstrate both legs in the pose and only one leg in the pose. So we'll start with one leg. Left leg will be straight. Let me see. Back up just a little bit more so you can see. There it is. You can see my leg. Okay. I'm going to lean up just to make sure I'm guiding you well. And then I'll let that down. The right leg will cross over the left leg. Shin above the knee and outer ankle off the left side of the left leg. So the ankle bone is not on the leg. and pull the toes towards the knee. Now move the right knee away from the hip in the direction that the thigh bone is pointing. So it goes that way for me. And then try lift the pit of the abdomen, so that'll create your traction in the joint. And then try to get the knee to go down towards the floor by rolling the thigh bone joints. So this is the one-legged version. And then if you want to do the two-legged version, because your hips will allow you, you slip the left leg into a bent position that is just like the top leg. But you can't roll onto the outer right thigh, so you have to put a prop under it so that the pelvis remains level. That's important in this particular practice of external rotation, releasing the internal rotation. Both toes pull towards the shin. Both thigh bones reach away from the pelvis as you lift the pit of the abdomen. Both thigh bones are turning into external rotation. And if this is too much and too uncomfortable, go back to the straight leg variation. One more breath. And we'll switch sides. So once again, you're just right above the kneecap. The left leg's right above the right kneecap. Ankle bone off the thigh bone, to the right of that thigh bone. You know how to keep the ankle flexed to keep the knee safe. Traction to opposing actions, thigh bone, pit of the abdomen. And then the rotation, encouraging the knee down towards the floor. The thigh bone will turn to try to get you there. Then adding the other leg underneath if everything is okay and you want more juice. You have it changes the position of what you feel when you get both legs in the pose. If the left knee pokes up too high, it's really hard to get much out of it. So go ahead and do a straight leg, or if you just feel super, super tight. But this will make it even move into the more challenging part of the internal rotators as well as the inner groins. There's a lot of resistance, a lot of connective tissue dehydration in this area. And then release. Stretch both of your legs out and squeeze your thigh muscles a couple of times. Restabilize the thigh muscles around the knee joint, and then bend your knees and roll to the side. There are so many different ways of practicing the Ekapada Supta Virasana. So some of you know how to do it well. So go ahead and start getting your props. I will do it as if I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and I have a very tight quadricep, so that'll be the scenario. I know that probably the top of the foot is going to hurt on the hard floor, so I soften that with a blanket. Then I take 2 blankets, at least to try, and maybe you don't have 2 blankets, maybe you have a bolster, so that could be a bolster. Maybe you have some beach blankets or something, or beach towels that you're not using at the beach, so you can set them up. And then I'm putting a block here to sit on, because the block will be nice elevation. And when I turn sideways, I will be putting the left leg is in this bent position with the foot flat, and the right leg is here in Virasana. So right now, this is really okay for me. I may have to sit up even higher, or I may not even be able to do this at all. So you could just sit on a chair and sit on the side and pull the heel to the hip, because remember, this is what you can do this in standing, but this is the deepest way to get this stretch, because this is the whole front leg, the lower leg, and the front thigh, and the hip flexors. Now to get the hip flex, because right now I can feel it in the 3 quads, not 4, just 3, because I have to lean back to get the 4th one. I can feel it in the anterior tibialis, but I'm going to lean back now. I'm going to put my blocks beside me and lean back. So if I get to here, and I know I cannot lie down on those blankets behind me, I'm doing pretty good, because I've got this stretching. I've pulled it across the pelvis, it's leaned back, so I've now pulled the rectus femoris, where it attaches right here on the very top of the pelvis, and I've got an opening for my hip flexors. If I'm in flexion here, this is short, I'm not going to get any opening. But if I lean back some, now the hip flexors enjoy the fun. Okay? Or you can say, well, let me try to go back a little bit more. I feel like I can maybe have your blocks so you can put your forearms on them. So we don't have to get in our heads that we have to lie all the way down. It's nice, but when you're at home, you don't have the 30 blankets like we do at the studio, it might not be feasible that you can go that far back. So you just hang out here on your forearms. But some of us will be able to go all the way back. But another thing to remember, everyone, if you go all the way back, don't let your knee pop out. Look at my right knee on the blanket. Right knee down. Pit of the abdomen lifted. Don't let your ribs poke out. These blocks are actually now my way. So don't let your ribs stick up, because that would be an indication that you have gone so far back that the psoas major is pulling on your lumbar spine. Okay, now I'm going to pause, take 3 more breaths, and however you have found a way to do this, and if you have difficulty, you say, I can't get up, my abdominal muscles won't lift me up, my arms are not in a good position. You make sure you don't torque your right knee, and you can just roll off to the left. When you roll off to the left, you're free. You get your right leg free enough, just straighten out, and then you can just sit up. So that's just the exit to do when you can't sit up. Now we have to do the other side. And I think what I'll do, because I still would like to be, that the camera can see the left leg, is turn my whole setup around. Oh, and by the way, some of you are loose. You don't need a single prop. You just sort of flop out there on the floor. So number 1, I try here. And if it's enough, it's enough. Do not hurt yourself. Do not hurt yourself. Because some of you don't have the little thingies yet that you wear hanging around your neck. You're alert to call for help. I don't think any of you would do this though. And then maybe come down, so I can have the blocks here. Scoot down to the forearms. Seems to be okay here. And remember, you could just hang out here. As long as your head and neck don't mind, you'll be fine. If it feels tense in the neck, you might want to just be leaning back this far. And then we'll go all the way down for those who can. Ekapada Supta Virasana, extremely important and yet often avoided. And this time I'm going to exhale and sit up. But remember, I could roll to the right, but make sure you don't let this knee torque. So I keep the heel close to the hip as I roll and straighten the leg out. But you might have the strength to come straight up, use your arms, minimize twisting, and then when you're sitting up, bring the knee up and the foot out, and then stretch your legs out. Okay, good. So we've done the hip openers. We have time for a couple of standing poses, and then we'll do maybe we have time for a twist and a back bend. So remember, those are the 3 series, and then you'd like to throw in your standing poses, and you can choose. Today, let's do Trikonasana and Warrior 1. One that feels more opening and one that feels more powerful and strengthening. Stand in the middle of your mat. So I'll give you just a moment in case you're still gathering your wits about you from the experience of Ekapada Supta Virasana and making sure you can stand. Good. And always pause and make sure you have your best alignment. This is your practice. I'm going to practice standing well and then take that out into the world. Like I'm going to practice discovering that love inside of me. I know it's there. I'm going to practice my best posture. The 2 kind of go together. When I feel good, I'm upright better. On the inhalation, bend the knees and step your feet wide apart. Turn the left foot in and the right leg out. Squeeze your thigh muscles, reach out over the right leg, place your hand on the block. And squeeze your thighs. Press the feet down into the earth to make sure that you're stable when you come up. Turn your feet forward. Other side. Inhale up. Turn the feet forward. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Release. Virabhadrasana 1. On the inhalation, wide stance. Turn the palms up and reach the arms by your ears. Left leg in incredibly a lot. Right leg out. Inhale and exhale. Sometimes it's nice to have a way you keep and make sure your front leg knee ended up over your ankle. And then check to see that your back leg is strong. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, forward. Right leg in and out. Left leg out. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knee. Knee right over the ankle. Powerful back leg. Full pose. As far as you can take it. And inhale, up. Exhale. Lower the arms. Inhale. Exhale. Mountain Tadasana. Let's do Maritasana 1. So I'll get a blanket because it's very helpful for either tight hamstrings or that long, the link of that tibia bone. So a little elevation, so I don't sit lopsided. Left leg straight, right leg. Bring the heel to the center of the body, the perineum. Left hand behind you, so it gives you a little extra lift. Right arm on the inside of the right leg. Palm facing the floor, make a fist. Inhale, lift, and exhale, turn to your left. Sacrum moves into the body and lifts up, so that we make sure we're not falling backwards and dropping the sacrum. So put your imaginary helper hand on the sacrum to remind it. And then to help with the whole inside of your body following the direction of the twist, move your mind to your right kidney. And then move the kidney into the body and lift it up. And since that is it's energy, it's shooting energy around the front of the spine in an upward spiral until it ends up in your left chest and shoulder. And release. The switch. The right arm will be behind you, left arm on the inside of the left leg. Palm faces the floor, make a fist. Inhale, lift, and exhale, turn. Once again, mind to the sacrum. The hand goes on the sacrum and lifts it, presses it forward, and then lifts it up. And make sure we're not slumping. And then to make sure we've got the whole twist, not just going from the outside, but the inside. Move your mind to the left kidney and see it as a little ball of energy. And move it energetically in. First, like it goes forward, and then it spirals upward around the front of the spine and ends up in the right chest and shoulder. And release. Good. And then stretch that leg out just to let the legs have a break. Okay, let's do a couple of shalavasanas so that we wake up all those muscles in the back again, like we did at the beginning in the Sun Salutation, but we only did upper, so let's do lower too. Let's do first one, arms by side, second one, arms here. So if you need any props for the pelvis or for the forehead, set those up. But today, I'm not going to use any props. I'm always setting the props up, but I just want to also practice sometimes showing you that you don't have to have a prop. But I don't want my neck in hyperextension, so I'm on the front of my chin, up the bottom. Arms by side. Reaching one leg back, turn the other leg back. I'm going to move the back of my pelvis towards the heels just to lengthen this lumbar area. The pelvis is going to move towards the lower ribs when I come up, but I want to have some space there before that happens. And on the inhale, lift up, draw the shoulder blades down towards the pelvis and towards each other. Lift the arms up. And let's see if we can hold it for 6 breaths. And down you come. Okay, now the arms at 90, but not perfectly 90. The elbows are, but slide the elbows down a little bit from the shoulder so it's not straight out to the side. That'll actually feel a little better and give you a little bit more freedom to create more external rotation. Let's do it. Lengthen, rise. Now trying for 6 breaths again. And release. Oh, that feels nice. Okay, we're ready for Cobra. Oh, and don't forget there's Cobra on forearms, or just come up as high as you can and stop. Lengthen. Lift. Press. Pull the navel up so that your lumbar spine has some protection. It will help prevent compression. The whole spine should be moving inside of you, creating this arc. And then down. And take a couple of breaths here. Place your hands under your shoulders, lift up, and push back and rest in child's pose. Hands beneath your shoulders, press yourselves up, and remind yourself, I worked hard today. I had a great practice. I'm hoping you feel that way. And so I must reward myself with Shavasana. So let's all get comfortable and do our rest. All stretched, all the muscles have had a chance to contract and relax and remove the stagnation. It's not just physical stagnation, but the energetic stagnation Sometimes where there's been nothing moving or held tension, the pranic flow is interrupted. The vayus cannot move the prana. Those are the winds of the body that move the prana. But now, hopefully, the winds, the vayus, you've heard them, the prana, apana, somana, udana. All of those winds can now move the prana, and you feel better. So rest and let that all happen. Now take a slow, deep breath into your body. And then exhale. Bend your knees and begin that gentle rocking with your legs, side to side. And then move all the way to your right side. Just keep rolling all the way and pause. And then hands into the floor, press, and up you come. That light of love that lives within me sees and recognizes that beautiful light of love within you. Namaste.